Thanks for joining me as I create some amazing fall decor items using only budget-friendly materials. Welcome to the Chic Show. Today's playlist is Hello Harvest, hosted by Ellie at DIY From House to Home, Lisa at Our Gray House, and guest hosted by Tammy at Happiness Created. This wood pumpkin was originally from Target, but I got it at a thrift store, so it was well under the $5. I'm also going to be using some IOD transfers and some Waverly chalk paint. First, I mixed the two Waverly chalk paints in pumpkin and plaster together to make this lighter colored orange. I forgot to mention I am also using some of IOD's ephemeral stamps. So once the pumpkin is completely dry, I'm going to be using a black ink pad and I'm going to stamp all over some selected text from this stamp collection. Once I have it inked up, I'm just going to flip it over, place it straight down on my pumpkin, and press. I also do rub my fingers around pretty firmly. And now, just to add a little bit to that stem, I'm using a smaller stamp. I chose to further embellish this pumpkin using this selected flower from the Rose Botanical Rub-On Transfers. I burnished the rub-on transfer with the backing paper, but I also used my finger sander to lightly sand over it. It just helps it adhere to that base piece and makes it look more painted rather than just slapped on the front like a sticker. I chose to outline my pumpkin with just a little bit of black ink, and I'm just rubbing my black ink pad along the edges all the way around. I'm going to seal my piece with some Jolie's clear wax, so I'm just putting that on a wipe and I'm just going to wipe it all over the pumpkin. I also wanted to age this piece just a bit, so I'm using a little bit of Jolie's dark wax and rubbing that all over the piece as well. With that clear wax underneath, it allows me to add this dark wax, but to also go back and kind of wipe it away in places where I think it's too dark. And for the last little bit of embellishing this piece, I'm going to be using these two pieces of ribbon. I cut my lace a little bit too short, so I decided to go ahead and tie on the pink silk ribbon first, and then to add the lace underneath that ribbon. For this project, I'm using one of these pumpkins from Hobby Lobby. They come in a set of 3. It's a great buy. And I'm also using this Roy-cycled decoupage paper that was in Sonnet's new box. And it has lots of lovely fall pieces on it. It is a masterboard, but I chose to use this sunflower. So first of all, for a rub-on transfer to really shine, you want to coat your project with white paint or paint the back of your decoupage paper with the white paint. Now, for this pumpkin, you see I flipped it over to the back, and I did that for two reasons. Number one, I can still use the front for something else, and number two, it had more of an edge, so when I add this decoupage paper on here, it will be a little bit easier to sand away the excess. I am using DIY's liquid patina to decoupage my paper onto the pumpkin. I did cut it a little bit small, so I'm having to kind of work around there and make sure that I do get it covered. Once I have it in its placement, I hold it down with one hand, and then I will use the other to apply a starter strip of the liquid patina. The top of the decoupage paper will also get a coat of the liquid patina. Once I've applied the liquid patina, I'll set it aside to dry. This little finger sander works perfectly for removing the excess decoupage paper around the edge. To cover up a couple of white spots that I saw after I removed the excess paper, I'm just going to use this brown ink pad. I decided to untie the bow that was originally on there and to retie it onto the pumpkin, and I'm applying some Mod Podge to the raffia, and I'm going to wrap it around a pencil so that it will be curled. I used a pencil for both sides, and I just wrapped it around there and left it until it dried. The Mod Podge had dried, I gently rolled back that pencil, and that left me with a couple of curlicues for each side of that pumpkin. I recently thrifted this little apple basket, and I love the way it looks, so I didn't want to repaint it, but I am going to add something to it. So I'm using some of IOD's apothecary stamps, and I'm stamping on the words Ozarks Orchard. I apologize that I'm a little bit out of frame here, but I'm just stamping on that last word, and that is all that this little bucket needed. For this project, I'm using IOD's Apothecary labels and these little bags from Dollar Tree. They have them every season in different patterns. One side has a pattern and the other side is usually blank. I'm also using one of IOD's Bountiful Harvest stamps. I placed some paper down into the bag so that the ink would not bleed through, but I'm just going to use my black ink pad and stamp onto the apple. The leaf didn't totally fit onto the bag, so I am leaving that leaf to add part of it later. I chose a different stamp from this particular stamp set because it had a smaller leaf, and then I just added that on there. It is not perfect, but it is doable. Now, using those apothecary stamps, I'm going to be stamping at the top Appleseed Farms. That's all I have for you today. I would love to know which one of these harvest projects is your favorite. And don't forget to check out our host channels in the description box below along with the playlist. Here's another video I think you might like. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to share the chic. Bye now.